Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be showing you how I do my nails on a regular basis with just one nail polish and all the entire process that I do. So first off is this peel off base coat. It's not exactly a peel off base coat, it's a tacky base coat, but I use it as a peel off one. It peels out really nice. It's by 2-bit polish. I'll have the link down below for this. Next is my nail polish. It's a new one that I bought recently. It's by Picture Polish. It's called Cabernet. And then the last is my top coat. This is just a Seche vite one which I use. I have a big refill bottle of this, and whenever I'm about 1/3 or 1/5 left, I just add extra more from the refill bottle into this, and I'll have more about those things later on. Right now, just let's get into how I do my nails on a daily basis. So first off, I cleaned my nails, removed my nail polish, got it all cleared, got the undersides cleared with the nail polish remover and all the cuticle area. So absolutely clean nails. This is the last thing on this was the alcohol acetone to make it dry, dehydrate it so that nail polish sticks better. So first off, with the tacky base coat, shake it up, and now I'll be forwarding this part so that I just apply it straight on, like pick up some, and even though it's blue, it dries clear, so you don't see the blue tinge. You can use this pretty much as a clear coat as well, just to have something on your nails. So that's about it. That's all I do for this one, and I'll forward it and catch you on the next step. And I'm done with it, and it's quick drying, so it won't take that long to dry. But just to avoid the air escaping from it to be bubbled inside this and be stuck with it, I give it about a minute now, and then when I'm applying my nail polish, what I do is I shake it up, I open it, and I cover my tips first. So this way my tips are covered, and I give the base coat some extra time to dry itself. So I then just go in and I cover my tips this way so that the nail polish has a better hold and lasts longer on my nails, because covering your tips is the best way to avoid the free edge coming undone, because I have a peel off base coat at the bottom, so that will make it easier for the nail polish to come off your nail. To prevent that, to give it a little bit of a strength, so to say, to hold on to your nail, cover your tips. I cover all 10 of them together so that my base coat has some extra time to kind of dry itself up. And here I'm just doing this. The reason you need to give your nail polish time to dry is because if you don't, while the nail polish is drying, all those chemicals are trying to evaporate from it, and those chemicals, if they don't evaporate completely, they get stuck between the next layer of nail polish that you apply, and that is what causes those bubbles in your nail polish. So that's not really nice, and they kind of don't let your nail polish dry off completely, which will lead to saggy nail polish, like not really saggy, kind of soggy nail polish, which is like soft to the touch and does not look nice if it's moving around with touch. So now just to I make sure that I don't try and flood my cuticles. So for that, okay, so my tips are all covered, as you can see from here. They're all kind of just capped a little bit, and I do this just once before my nail polish, before I apply it, and then I just go ahead and do it in a way which suits me. Ooh, this is a pretty color. And you can see I just do the first coat. I try my best not to get it onto the cuticles, but I did in this one, but that's okay, we can get that cleared out. I do a better job of this when I am not recording, and I'm not trying to set up frames and stuff like that. And now I'll fast forward from here till I'm done with my first coat. So I did my first coat. In my first coat I tried to go and give a definition to where I want my nail polish to be. So I try to avoid the cuticles, get on all the sides, so that even if in my second coat I miss a few spots, at least the base coat covers it. I usually try to go a little soft on the first coat so that it's not too thick and it dries faster. Like I said before, we need to let it dry out. A couple of them did become a little thicker than I wanted them to be, but that's okay. We just let them air dry a little bit, just so that you kind of get to know when it starts feeling a little dry. The stuff on the side, oops, damn it, sorry. The stuff on the side, the one on the cuticle, you kind of get an idea of how dry it is and how it's progressing. And I need to, okay, I'll just touch it up later. So, and also this color is a lot more burgundy red wineish color in person. It looks more purple in the video. It's not that purple, but yeah. So just let's wait a couple of more minutes to let it dry a little bit so I can do my next coat. Also, you can see that I kind of left a spot here, which is what happens when you have curved nails. So like this area, I have to be very careful that I get all these sides are really crazy to get to, so I have to be very careful. As you can see here, these ones are done, but I missed a spot on this one. So like I just take this time to figure out all these little mishaps that I have. And okay, so now I found that I have one here. I'll be more careful when I'm putting my second coat on this. So now for the second coat, so that it brings up the hollow, and it's supposed to be a 2-coater, I think, so we should be good with 2 coats. And for my second coat, I usually go a little bit thicker with the nail polish. I don't like to see my nail crease at all, so I try to usually go a little bit thicker with my second coat, and also so that the hollow kind of gets a 3D effect to it. Okay, so now I'm done with my second coat, and you can see there's a lot of cleanup to be done, and I use this time while the second coat is drying to do my cleanup for 2 reasons. First, I have to wait all this time before I can use my top coat on it, and secondly, if I clean up after I use my top coat, it becomes harder because the top coat is a thicker layer and it does not want to come off your nails that easily. So it's smarter to clean off after your second coat while you are waiting for it to dry before putting on your top coat. Again, just going to be zooming past all of this. Yep, oops, got to get a cotton swab. So I just keep a cotton swab. I have this pump bottle thing here for my polish remover thing. I just add a little bit of nail polish remover to it, pump it a couple of times, get some remover, take my fancy dandy cleaner brush, which is now super old, and I kind of made it by cutting off the extra bits so it's nice and thin and gets into easy for me to get into my cuticles, and you can kind of see that. So I go into the cuticle, clean it out, wipe it off here, pick up some more remover, get into the sides, and that's off. Oops. And this is the time when I clean out any shapes that I feel like are not that clear for me and not that well defined, like this one. This is some extra dangling bit, and I find that the shape is not good enough, so I just reshape it. Try to have a little extra but not too much while you are if things go wrong and while applying your nail polish. it's better to have extra than to have to go back in and redo the polish and wait all over again, and it'll make it thicker and more gloopy. So like here, I cleaned up the sides again. Sorry, you can't see anything. Again, clean up here. Yep. Nope, can't see anything. Like that. Do it this way. Yep. Clean up this guy. There's some here which I'm gonna clean up. And this one is really bad. If you can see that, it's all over the sides, all over the side of my cuticles. And there's a chunky one. I pushed that in, but you get all this. Another thing I have learned is that if you have like a lot of nail polish which has gotten on the skin and it's not on the nail itself, which so you can, and it's not coming off that easily with your removal using the brush. Another way is you just let it be, top coat after your hands are all dried and everything, about 1 or 2 hours afterwards. Put them in a little bit of water, and then the sides will just come off with the water because it's on your skin and it doesn't want to stay there. It's not natural for it to be there, and it just comes off, the extra part, especially when you put the top coat later on and it gets on your skin on the sides, it just comes off. No. Okay, now I'm done with that. Hi. So now I'm done with that, and I'm facing 2 problems, and the reason I use this polish specifically. First, since it has chunky glitter in it, my cleanup is not that great. It has wonky lines on it because the glitter is on those parts of it, so you have to be very careful about how you place your nail polish and how you clean up with chunky glitter nail polish. And secondly, it's a very dark color, so even when I'm trying to get it off from the sides, you can see that still continues to be there and kind of exist in a very light shade, doesn't come off completely, kind of stains my nails. That is because the color itself is dark, and that's the reason you want to get it out while it's still kind of wet and tacky, so that it comes off easily. Now just giving it a few more minutes just to completely dry to the touch so that I can top coat it. It feels pretty dry. And the thing I've seen is that again with the top coat I'll be doing the tips and then the top. So if this thumb feels, this was the 5th one I polished, so if the thumb feels like it's kind of dry, you can start doing your nails from here. So till the time you get to this hand, this nail, it'll be dried to a similar limit. So shake it up, and the way I do it is I just do 3 fingers first, tip them off, paint the top coat, then do the next 2, do the tips, paint the top coat. Similarly 3, do the tips, paint it with top coat, do the rest 2, do the tips, paint with top coat. And I'll fast forward this process for you so that you don't get. See the difference between the two. The hollow has started to come up in the top coated one and not so much in this one, and the reason is that the top coat gives it a high finish to reflect the light off, so hollow becomes more evident. And the reason I do 3 fingers and then 2 is because the top coat dries up much faster, and it's not going to be that pretty if your top coat is all dried up and then you're trying to mix it up with the side thing with the free edge paint. And the reason I paint my free edge first is because for me, if I do my free edge after I have painted the nail, it doesn't gel mix up very well with the side, the free edge, because I have curved nails, so I have to paint the free edge the entire thing, and it doesn't sit very well with it doesn't match very well with the nail polish or with the whatever I'm coating it with. It doesn't smooth out the edge, so I do it beforehand. Gives me more time to dry out my nail polish. I just let it dry, and then if I need, like I said, I'll just go put them in a little bit of water. They get a little soft. You can clean out the sides, and the extra nail polish or the top coat which is there just comes off nice and easy. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for watching my video. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell button, and I'll see you soon with more nail care and nail 101. Bye guys.